Hello and welcome to Breezy Chatter. Today I'm going to be talking about the bold and the beautiful, but first and foremost, thank you to those who have subscribed to my channel, and let's get started. So I hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I must say, although last week was a short week, it was filled with drama. So not only does Steffi know what Thomas has done, because Douglas told her, Taylor also knows what Thomas has done as far as framing Brooke and making it appear as though she called Child Protective Services on him when he actually called Child Protective Services on himself. Not only is Steffi thoroughly disgusted with Thomas, Taylor is so disappointed, and what makes it even worse is that Thomas doesn't seem apologetic. He is justifying what he's done. He's saying that he is the only one that was able to get Brooke out of their lives, and he still feels like he's done a great thing. So we've all been waiting for this to come out, and we know that Thomas is going to have to deal with some serious consequences. And Thomas acknowledges that when he tells his mother, Dad and I are on such good terms, this is going to ruin my relationship with him. And Taylor didn't seem sympathetic to him. She said, well, you should have thought of that before you did this. And although Steffi and Taylor are devastated, I think that Steffi should be the one to tell Ridge what happened. We know Thomas is not going to tell the truth, and I just feel like Taylor was just blindsided with this information. She's processing it, she's upset, and now she has to tell Ridge? I don't think that's fair. So Taylor, she walks down the aisle, she's looking at Ridge, and she looks visibly shaken, and Ridge can tell that something's not right. And she is sort of juggling with, should I tell him now? Should I tell him later? And it's a lot. You have Steffi looking at her saying, okay, Mom, tell him. And you've got Thomas looking at her saying, don't tell him. And Steffi did give Douglas his phone back. So I'm wondering if Douglas is going to play the recording during the wedding. Is Steffi going to speak up when Carter says, if anyone objects to this union, speak now or forever hold your peace? Or is Taylor just going to say, I don't, and pull Ridge to the side and explain the situation? I'm pretty convinced that they are not going to get married, but it's just a matter of who's going to break the news to Ridge. And once Ridge finds out what Thomas has done, what will be his next move? Is he going to go running off to Brooke to explain and apologize? Is he going to decide to stay with Taylor? Because he did tell his family with witnesses that Brooke's latest antics, or what he believed to be Brooke's latest misdeed, had nothing to do with his choice or his decision to be with Taylor. But now we'll have to see if Ridge is no better than his son Thomas, if he's nothing but a liar and he just hops from woman to woman because he can't bear to be alone and heal from a bad relationship. He always finds someone, some woman to use. And when Brooke disappoints him, he goes running to Taylor. When Taylor does something wrong or he finds out that he's been duped, he goes running back. He's just a ping pong ball. He just goes from woman to woman. And the sinister part about Ridge is that he will say anything to convince these women that he's so in love with them and that they're the one, just because he needs to soothe his ego. We've got Thomas, who's probably going to be ostracized from his whole family. I think he's going to lose his standing at Forrester. We did discuss this in the past. I also think that Eric may throw him out, because we know that Eric has such a close relationship with Brooke. I mean, he's with Brooke's sister at this point. I don't know if Eric will be comfortable having Thomas in his home. And then we have the issue of, is Thomas fit? Is he suitable enough to raise Douglas? That's going to be a big conversation in the weeks to come, I'm pretty sure. Although I will say what Thomas did was sinister, and he did put his son in a very compromising position. And he made Douglas feel really uncomfortable, and he was afraid. He didn't want his father to be upset with him. This has not been the first time that adults have put Douglas in a bad position. Thomas has done it numerous times, but let's not forget, Brooke, Liam, and Hope also put Douglas in a very compromising position when he saw Brooke kissing Deacon. And everyone was trying to dismiss what he saw, and he also felt very uncomfortable and was sort of asked to lie in that instance as well. So Brooke is no better than Thomas, although she believes that she is. She also put Douglas in a bad position. So are we being hypocrites now by saying that Thomas is not suitable to raise Douglas? You guys tell me what you think. Do you think Thomas should go to jail? Do you think Thomas should have his parental rights taken away from him? And do you think Douglas is better off living with Liam and Hope and Brooke? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And we know that Ridge is going to be so upset with Thomas, so disappointed, so angry with Thomas for toying around with his relationship with Brooke. But it's going to be quite interesting to see if Ridge was in fact lying to everyone when he said that he wanted to be with Taylor and it had nothing to do with her calling CPS. That was just like the final straw, but there were a bunch of other things or a bunch of other reasons why he decided to choose Taylor instead of Brooke. And although we know Ridge is a liar and he likes to jump from woman to woman, no one jumps from woman to woman faster than Bill Spencer. And we got to see Bill Spencer lying through his teeth to Brooke and Katie. And Carter got to eavesdrop and watch the whole show. We have Bill telling Brooke, "Oh, you're the one for me. You're the only one for me. Let's be together. Forget about Ridge. He's going to marry Taylor. I'm the best man for you. Let's not deny what we've had." And Brooke said, "Well, what about Katie? Oh, there's only one woman for me, and that's you." And he's just laying it on, slathering it on so thick. And Brooke just had to tell him, no, it's not going to happen. And she goes upstairs, and then in comes Katie. And he's saying, "Katie, when are we going to try again at this marriage? And I came here looking for you." And Katie is no fool. She knows Bill so well. It's just really comical. She said, "You came here for my sister." And he's like, "No, I came here because I knew you would be here." And he's just putting it on thick once again. But Katie knows better. Katie knows better. But Carter, he couldn't stand to sit back and listen to Bill lying, going from one woman to the next, who are sisters, and telling them both that they're the ones for him. So Carter confronts Bill and he says, "Thank God Katie can see through you, because I watched you lie. I watched you profess your love to Brooke and then turn around and say the same things to Katie." And of course, Katie happened to be listening. She caught the whole thing. And Bill was telling Carter that if he has any thoughts of being with Katie, he needs to think again, because Katie is his. So here we are with Dollar Bill marking his territory. Brooke and Katie are his women, and no one else can have them. And I'm just wondering, now that he knows that there's another man that's interested in Katie, will he just become laser focused on trying to get Katie back? Although just a few moments ago, we watched him professing his undying love for Brooke. So that storyline is going to be really interesting. And I'm so looking forward to learning Thomas's fate. The weeks to come are going to be quite spicy, and I'm here for it. And that is my commentary. If you liked it, hit like, subscribe, and leave comments. Thank you for your time. Until next time, ta-ta.